The overall problem we face is the fact that out of the 220,000 apartments we own, about 95,000 still rely on gas, either for heating, cooking or warm water. So we have to change the heating system to get out of gas, not only to reach the European and Viennese climate targets, but also because most of this gas comes from Russia, and we do not want to buy gas from Russia any longer. What's special here is the fact that we couldn't connect it to the district heating system, so we had to find alternative ways to implement the new systems. It wouldn't be possible to change the systems without also insulating the buildings. So that the first step was to try to reduce the energy need as much as possible, and with the insulation measures and with the change of the windows, the doors and everything, the new roofs on the top, we could reduce the energy need to 75%. And in combination with the new system, it works.
So this is the first project in which we are converting an old fossil fuel system into a renewable system. We're using a combination of brine heat pumps and air heat pumps and photovoltaic on the roof of the building to ensure the efficiency of the new energy systems. So we have zero emission and renewable energy systems instead of fossil fuel systems, which isn't good for the climate. We drilled 18 brine holes, 150 meters deep in the earth, and we have 6 heat pumps in the whole area to ensure efficient way to heat up to 300 apartments in this complex. Yeah, the project was financed with equity from Wiener Wohnen, but also a big support of the city of Vienna. So every conversion in new energy systems is supported of the city. One of the biggest lessons was that the technical part wasn't the biggest challenge, but the communication with the tenants.
The Austrian tenancy law doesn't allow to change the system without the allowance of the tenant. So it was the main effort at the very start of the project was to convince the tenants for changing the systems. And it really worked well, because 70% of all tenants support the change of the systems, and with the help of them, it was quite easy to make it run.
Welcome. We are here in the Smart City Baumgarten, a very innovative area where we change from natural gas to 100% renewable. You see these 4 buildings with a very high energy consumption yet, with fossil fuels, especially with gas, and we have to reduce it firstly by retrofitting near to passive house standard by 90%.
Until now, the old buildings, they're using gas, and also actually the new building was planned to use gas, but now they're using the ground heat and solar heat as well, like together, like with solar thermal panels, with a solar air absorber to regain the heat as well from the system, as well free cooling in summer for regaining the heat for the geothermal system, and then the geothermal heat being as a cold district heating disturbed to the buildings. First of all, we needed a place where we could do the drillings, because the old buildings which are built here, they don't have the possibility. There's not enough ground to do the drillings. But luckily there was the option of here being built a new building, and so we could convince the developers of this project to do the drillings for all 3 buildings. So now there are 25 drillings done, soil probes, which gain the heat for all 25 buildings. But it was a lot of convincing of all the buildings owners.
On one side, we have to manage the communication between the different buildings. Here we have one developer, which is very easy to communicate with him. By the old building from 1900, we have also only one person, one owner. And by the last building behind, we are 15 owners, and so for each investment and for each planning and all, we have to vote, and that is much more complicated. So over 3-5 years we can up and down with the votes, and finally we are now by 95% which are voting positive for this project.
The energy costs gonna be decreased a lot for all the buildings. Especially as well, we can decrease as well the electricity costs for the new building, the renovation, because we gonna have a photovoltaic, and as well the CO2 emissions gonna be reduced by 85%.
Multi-family house from the 1980s with 15 owners. We retrofit to plus energy building, so it have the most investment cost on one side, but on the other side the other costs will reduce extremely. So in summary, it's no different if we do nothing or retrofit it to the best version. So it really works from the first day for the owners. And that is one of the most important things. When you do a retrofit, do it real well, make no lock-in effects, which normally happen, and then you can reduce by 95% the CO2 emission. We come down from 2,600 kilowatts CO2 to 150 kilowatts CO2 per person. And that is extremely, and so we reached a new European building directive.
The projects are financed privately on one hand, but also there's a lot of public funding, like first of all from the city of Vienna, which is the biggest part of the public funding, and as well of the federal funding from the state. Plus this is also a research project, so we get also funding from this side to develop new ways how to handle such challenging renovations and the cooperation within the community.